Hi, this is Asha Arnashela, working as an assistant professor in Chalapati Institute of Engineering and Technology. Today I want to discuss about the topic Transmission Control Protocol. It is one of the main protocol of the Internet Protocol suite. It is originated in the initial network implementation in which it complemented the Internet Protocol. Therefore, the entire suite is commonly referred to as TCP/IP protocol. In the TCP control protocol, we have the connection, reliability, round trip time, sequencing, flow control, full duplex functions will be there. Here, what is a connection? TCP provides connections between clients and servers. A TCP client establishes a connection with a server, exchanges data across the connection, and then terminates the connection. Reliability. TCP requires acknowledgement when sending data. If an acknowledgement is not received, TCP actually retransmits the data and waits a longer amount of time. And the next one is the round trip time, RTT. TCP estimates RTT between a client and server dynamically so that it knows how long to wait for an acknowledgement. Sequencing. The transmission control protocol associates a sequence number with every byte, that is of segment, unit of data that TCP passes to IP. It sends. TCP reorders out of order segments and discards duplicate segments. Here the flow of control is also in the step-by-step process. Full duplex. An application can send and receive data in both directions on a given connection at any time. Okay, here the full duplex is nothing but the transmission of data between and from one host to another host. It is in the bidirectional. Here the TCP is an connection oriented services. Reliability. Whenever from one host to another host the data is transmitting, how the host one can know that how host to get the information through the acknowledgement. The host will provide an acknowledgement to the host one that the data has successfully received. Round trip time. It is nothing but whenever from one host to another host the data is transmitting, if that acknowledgement has to be received within the time. If not, again it will send the retransmit the data if the time period expires. And also sequencing is nothing but whenever the data is received from one host to another host, if the order of bytes in the disorder also, the TCP will maintain the order of data when it from one host to another host it is sending. It will maintain, if the data is in the out of order, the data will be received in the order form. If any duplicates occur also, it will remove those duplicate or it will discard the duplicates by using the TCP protocol. Coming to the next slide, TCP connection establishment. For the establishment of TCP, here we have the three-way handshake. The number of packets are required to exchange for this exchange is 3. Hence, this is called as a three-way handshake. See in the diagram representation here, there is a client and server. At the client side, we have the socket, and the server side also we have the socket. Coming to the before client connection, at the server side, the socket creation will be done, and after that binding will be done, and the listen. Here the listening is in the passive open, whereas in the client side it is in the active open. Okay, after that accept will be done. Here the acceptance function will be done, it is in the block state. It is in the block state. Why? Because at the server side, it won't initiate the connection. The server host, it won't initiate the connection, but it will wait for the connection. Whenever from the client side, if any connection will occur, the server will accept that connection. Okay, and after these four functions, socket creation, bind, listen and accept, and after that from the client side, the socket creation will be done, socket, and after that connect from the connect function, the connect will be done. It is in the active open, and from the client side, the synchronization, SYN is nothing but a synchronization. Synchronization with a variable j is sent to the server. Whenever the synchronization j is sent to the server will accept, receive that synchronization from the network, and it will send an ACK by adding further synchronization j to +1, and also it will send a synchronization of the server. Here the synchronization k is nothing but a server's synchronization variable. Whenever that synchronization k and acknowledgement of j +1 is sent to the client, so here the client will send an acknowledgement of server by adding 1. From that the acceptance will be done, and here the client and server connection will be successfully done. In this way the TCP connection establishment will be done. Here this is the 3 steps: from the client to server synchronization, and from the server will send an ACK of the clients by adding 1, and also the server's synchronization number k. From that, while receiving that client, again the client will send an acknowledgement of server variable by adding 1. In this way the connection will be successfully established. After the connection is successfully established, here the data segments will be transferred between the client and server. See here, server is in the passive open by calling socket, bind and listen. Second point, client, it is in the active open by calling connect. The client TCP to send a synchronized SYN segment with no data, but it contains client initial sequence number for the data to be sent on the connection. Server acknowledges ACK client synchronization. The server sends its synchronization and the ACK of the client synchronization in a single segment, which also contains its own synchronization containing the initial sequence number for the data to be sent on the connection. And the fourth point, client acknowledges the server's synchronization. So this is the TCP connection establishment. In the previous slide we explained the diagram, and from that diagram here this is the theoretical part. The client initial sequence number as J and the server initial sequence number as K. The acknowledgement number is an ACK, is the next expected sequence number for the end sending the ACK. Since a synchronization copy 1 byte of the sequence number space the acknowledgement number in the ACK of each synchronization is the initial sequence number plus 1. Here by adding the sequence number plus 1 for each and every acknowledgement from the client and server. For the TCP connection establishment, we have the 3 options like MSS, window scale and the timestamp. We have the 3 options. Now we will see about that. MSS option, it is an maximum segment size. The TCP sending the synchronization SYN announcing its maximum segment size. The maximum amount of data that it is willing to accept in each segment on this connection. The sending TCP uses the receiver's MSS value as the maximum size of the segment that it sends. Window scale option. The maximum window that the TCP can advertise to the other is 65,535 because the corresponding field in the TCP header occupies 16 bits. However, high-speed connections common in today's internet or long delay paths require a large window to obtain the maximum throughput possible. So in generally for the window scale option in the TCP, it contains 65,535 bytes and the TCP header occupies the 16 bits. Coming to the timestamp. This option is needed for high-speed connections to prevent possible data corruption caused by old, delay or duplicated segments. Since it is a newer option, it is negotiated similarly to the window scale option. The next concept is the TCP connection termination. See in the diagram representation, for the connection termination, there is a client and server host are there. In generally, server is in the passive close and the client is in the active close. For the connection termination, the client will send an fin. Here the fin is nothing but a finish and it will send an number like sequence number like M. The client will send an FIN. Here the FIN is nothing but a finish with a sequence number M. Whenever the server has received that from the network, the server will send an ACK by adding that sequence number with 1. And also the server will send an FIN with another sequence number N. So while receiving that at the client side, again the client host will send an ACK by adding 1 with the server sequence number. In this way the connection will be closed. The TCP connection termination will be done successfully. In this slide, it takes 4 segments to terminate a connection. See here, what are the 4 segments? First one, the client has sent an FIN finish with an sequence number M, right? So one end calls close first by sending a FIN segment to mean it is finished sending data. This is called the active close. Here the active close is done at the client side. And the second point is the other end that receives the FIN finish performs the passive close. The received FIN is acknowledged by TCP sending an ACK segment. The receipt of the FIN is also passed to the application as an end of file. The third point, sometime later the application that received the end of file will close its socket. This causes its TCP to send a FIN. The fourth one is the TCP on the system that receives the final FIN, the end that did not the active close, right? Acknowledges the FIN. A FIN occupies 1 byte of sequence number space just like a SYN. Therefore, the ACK of each fin is a sequence number of the FIN plus 1. So here FIN, which it contains a sequence number of M, by sending an acknowledgement from the client to server, by here acknowledgement we are adding for each and every sequence number 1. In that way we are sending the acknowledgement from the client to server or from the server to client. We are adding the acknowledgement and the sequence number by adding the 1. So in that way the TCP connection termination is done successfully. So here we explained about the TCP connection establishment and the TCP connection termination. This is the entire state transmission diagram of the TCP. See here we have the 11 states are there. 11 states. One by one I will tell. Closed state, listen state, synchronization received, synchronization sent, established, close wait, fin wait 1, fin wait 2, closing, time wait, last ACK. These are the 11 state transmission diagrams in the TCP protocol we have. Okay. Generally we know that at the listen state will be at the passive open, right? Synchronization sent. Here the synchronization sent will be in the active open. Synchronization received. Here the synchronization is received means the connection will be established successfully. And here the close wait is nothing but an here the whenever we are using the FIN function, here it is in the close wait, means the connection will be closed. We have to wait for a limited amount of time, and if any lost ACK will be done, some crash will be done while transferring the data, so lost ACK. So in that way also there is another state, it is in the passive close. And here the fin wait 1 and finish wait 1 and fin wait 2, these are the two different states. If any received ACK and sends, nothing will be done at that time, and the closing is also another state. So here the closing is nothing but an by using the TCP protocol, the connection will be closed successfully. For that purpose, okay, in that way the time wait, here the time wait means suppose the closing connection or a closing connection or fin wait, finish wait, so whatever it may be, here the connection has to be wait or we have to close the connection. Suppose if any problem is occurred while the transmission, so wait state will be there. Here the wait state 2 milliseconds timeout will be done. So see in the diagram representation, direct flow is there, that is the normal flow, transmission from client, and the dotted arrow is there. The dotted arrow is nothing but a transmission from server. See in the diagram here, dotted arrow is nothing but a transmission from server, normal transmission from client, and here the state transmission taken from application issues operation. APPL is nothing but in that one, and RECV is an state transmission taken when segment received. Send when is sent from this transmission. This is the total state transmission diagram of the TCP. Here we have the 11 states. See here, there are 11 different states defined for the connection, and the rules of TCP dictate the transmission from one state to another based on the current state and the segment received in that state. Okay. Coming to here, importance of the time wait state. Here I told that in the 11 states we have the time wait state. So generally at the server side it is in the passive close, and at the client side it is in the active close. Okay. So whenever from the client to server, the client is sending a fin with a sequence number J to close. Based upon that, the server will send an acknowledgement by adding the +1 to the client's sequence number, and also it is sending the FIN with the server sequence number K, right? So after that, the client has sent an acknowledgement by adding the sequence number of the server. So here the connection is lost. The connection is lost. See, there is an into mark at the ACK K+1. So the connection is lost. Again, so if the connection is lost, again for a time at the server side, it will wait for a time period until the time is expressed. That at the server side will wait. Again, it will send an fin K. In that way, again it will send an fin K, and after that the client will send an again ACK K+1. Then only the client knows that information that the whatever the acknowledgement has sent, that is lost. So that's why the server again sends the finish with a sequence number. This is the importance of the time wait state. See here, fin wait 1 and fin wait 2 are waited in the diagram representation after the client has sent an fin j. So it is waiting, fin wait 1 it is waiting, and here the server has sent an ACK j plus 1. Up to that is the wait 1, and after for few seconds after the server has sent an sequence number for the FIN, that is the time limit of the fin wait 2. Now you can get the information fin wait 1 and the fin wait 2. What is the last SCK? Okay, this is the time wait state. Okay. So here see the total diagram representation here. That is the client and server side. At the server side we have the socket, bind, listen. These are all in the passive open, and accept is in the blocking state. And why? Because the server won't initiate any connection. It will wait for the connection, and after that the client will initiate the connection by using the three-way handshake, and after that the connection will be successfully established. Whenever the connection is successfully established, and the data processing will be done, and after the data processing will be done, and after that connection has to be closed by using the fin with a sequence number. So here this is in this way the process will be done from the client and server. From this diagram representation now it's clear to everybody. From this, the client in this example announces of MSS of 536, and the server announces of MSS of 1460. But it's okay for the MSS to be different in each directions. The acknowledgement of the client request is sent with the server's reply. This is called piggybacking, and it normally happens when the time it takes the server to process the request and generate the reply is less than around 200 milliseconds. With TCP, there would be 8 segments of overhead. If user datagram protocol was used, only 2 packets would be exchanged. UDP receives all the reliability that TCP provides to the application. UDP avoids the overhead of TCP connection establishment and connection termination. Thank you.